One of the foremost experts on this point right here is David McIntosh. He's the president of the Club for Growth, former congressman from Indiana, co-founder of the Federalist Society, and also led the regulatory relief efforts during the first Bush administration. David, thanks for joining us. It's really crazy that they put out all this noise when they know damn well that the signal is the president shall fill vacancies on the court. Not may, not can, shall, and he has to do it. Isn't that right?
You are absolutely right. What President Trump did when he named and nominated Coney Barrett was his duty under the Constitution. He is to nominate a Supreme Court justice when there's a vacancy, and the Senate is to give its advice and consent, which means they vote up or down to confirm whether or not she will be the next Supreme Court justice. They both should do their jobs. The president, I think he was interrupted by either Biden or Wallace last night, tried to explain he's president until January 20th, the senators until January 5th, and it's their job to go ahead and decide this decision. Speaking of, I love your point about signal versus noise, John. The clear signal that Biden was sending is that he won't stop the Democrats from packing the Supreme Court if they win the White House and the Senate. Incredibly dangerous. You know, Franklin Roosevelt tried it. His own Democratic Congress said, no way, we're not going to tamper with the Constitution that way and make the court political. But Biden stood by and made it clear if it comes up, he's going to be for that. And that's very dangerous to our whole constitutional system.
Oh, my God. So dangerous. And, you know, there's a lot of conspiracy theories out there. Who got money? Was he wearing an earpiece? All that stuff is fine and good. One of the things that I'm focused on is, and this is true, you know, you might want to try it after the show if you don't believe it, but if you go online and you type in your browser, www.antifa.com, it immediately takes you to Joe Biden's campaign page. So I posit this question to my audience and you, David. How can Joe Biden say this is not an organization, it's just an idea, when the Antifa website redirects to Joe Biden's donation page?
Boy, I'll have to give that a try, John. I was shocked when he said that because we've seen the reports, we've seen the police have to battle these violent protesters. We've seen and heard people saying they're not from around here. They've come here to create violence and disturbance. And for him to say they're an idea and refuse to say that he would tell the Democrat governors and mayors in those cities to enforce the law, arrest people when they're being violent, was just incredible to me in that debate.
Hey, you've been.
Let me get back to Amy Barrett.
Yeah,
I think she will be a fantastic Supreme Court justice. I've known her since she was a professor at Notre Dame Law School. She's a brilliant professor. She's a great woman. She's a mother of 7, wife, great home person, but has her own career in her own right and has stood toe-to-toe with very capable jurists and judges on the 7th Circuit. Everybody who's ever worked with her, Democrat, Republican, says she's great. All the Notre Dame faculty, the students, her peers on the 7th Circuit. The Democrats are searching for something to throw at her, right? They want to do another Brett Kavanaugh, but they can't find anything. So they're saying, well, maybe she's too Catholic.
Yeah,
or
that's scary.
Somebody I saw wrote a little tweet that said, oh, she shouldn't adopt children from Haiti. Well, my goodness, he's attacking her family. And they just don't have anything. Yeah. I am very, very proud of Senator McConnell and Senator Graham deciding to move forward with this and set a timetable so they can vote before the election. It's costing Senator Graham politically. Millions of dollars are flowing into South Carolina for an unknown opponent just because the Democrats are going to try to scare him into holding it up.
Right.
But I know Lindsey, we were elected together when we served in Congress. He's got courage and he won't let them bully him and force him to back down from doing his job.
No doubt about it. You guys do great things at the Club for Growth, but you are so encouraged by Amy Coney Barrett that you guys want a pro-growth voice on the Supreme Court. And from what I understand, you guys are expecting to spend about $5 million on ads in support of her nomination. And the ad will drive people to contact their senator via the phone or the website, confirmher2020.com. Why are you putting so much money on the line for Amy Coney Barrett?
You're right, John. Well, among other things, a lot of the major economic decisions today are decided in the Supreme Court. And she's got a great record. She is a very narrow and jurist. She won't let somebody come in and try to rewrite Congress's legislation on a flimsy case. She insists they have standing, they follow all the rules. She has voted against the regulatory agencies when they tried to take people's property in the wetlands jurisdiction, the waters of the U.S. It was a pretty common sense decision where it was dry farmland and they wanted to develop it. And the government was coming in saying, no, this is waters of the U.S. Well, she said, I don't have to defer to that. They haven't made a rational decision. We're going to decide what the truth is. And we have, looking at her opinions, looking at her writings, realized she will be a reliable judge who will call it like the law says, and she won't expand and kind of augment the Green New Deal or other things through the court system. And that's huge. It has a huge economic impact. So we decided we needed to put money behind it. We saw what the Democrats were planning to do. We know their playbook from Judge Kavanaugh, and we realized this will take ads. If the media won't get the message out, we'll need to take it directly in some of these leaning senators' states and tell voters, this is what it's all about. Here's the true Amy Coney Barrett. And we've already started doing that with some national ads digitally, and in Alaska, where Senator Murkowski, she's come along from her original statement where she said no, and said, no, I'm open to thinking about it. So we're encouraging voters in Alaska to call in and register with her that they want her to stand with President Trump on this nomination. So I think it can help. The hearings will be really critically important as people tune into that. And then she'll carry the momentum herself. She's just so good and articulate and such a smart woman.
David, I'm a registered, and I'm unaffiliated with a party. I'm socially liberal, but I'm very fiscally conservative. I want conservative judges. No matter what Trump did in 2016, I knew that getting control of the Supreme Court would be the safeguard that we needed. So I banked on Trump last time, despite whatever personal conflicts I had, that he's going to put the right people on the court. He'll now have a third of the court in one term, which is kind of unheard of, all right? And I just want to tell you this. Our show here, we air on Biz TV. It goes to 40 million homes across America, mostly red states. And we reach about 500,000 people a month with our streaming shows. So if you guys at the Club for Growth want to send us over a couple of your ads, no charge. I'm happy to insert them into the show and play them every day for you, because we need a sixth justice on that court.
We do. John, I will get that to you this afternoon. Thank you, man. That is helpful. And I think your viewers will appreciate it, seeing what we're doing to promote her. And we're going to be doing some white papers on her jurisprudence. And, those are long and maybe the senators will read them. But the bottom line is we're going to demonstrate, looking at all her opinions, she's a reliable judge who will declare the law as it's written and not go and make it up one way or the other.
Not like this John Roberts guy.
Yeah.
Not like this John Roberts guy who became quite wishy-washy, it seems to me, lately. But this one puts us over the top the way I see it, David. And I'm happy to help the cause. Michael, my enterprising young producer, has already found your 30-second commercial. And we're going to actually bump out of this segment. And if you're watching Liquid Lunch, check out confirmher2020.com and call your senator, call their office, whether they're a Democrat or Republican. Tell them you're with the Club for Growth and you want Amy Coney Barrett on the Supreme Court. David, thank you very much. I really appreciate it, brother.
Thank you, John. Thank you for all your viewers who make that call. We need it.
David McIntosh.
Go get him.
Woman of remarkable intellect and character, brilliant, wise, impeccable temperament, faithful, impartial administration of the law. These words describing Judge Amy Coney Barrett aren't partisan talking points. They were written by people who know Judge Barrett best. Democrats, Republicans, every law clerk she'd worked with, 450 former students, and every faculty colleague at Notre Dame Law. Confirmed to the appeals court in a bipartisan vote. Tell the Senate, confirm Judge Barrett to the Supreme Court.